In this video, we are experiencing some of the richness and vibrancy of Marrakesh through the Essence Meet Me in Marrakesh palette. There is one specific shadow in this palette that drew me in, but I want to share all of them with you. This is going to be a 12 shadow palette that you can get from Ulta for $9.99. They do have other palettes kind of in this line. I know there's like a London one. The one I really wanted was the Paris, but that one seems to be discontinued. But today, it's all about the Marrakesh. So I'm going to take you through these shadows really quick and kind of give you a little bit of their characters, as well as pop up on the screen for you some swatches. So one that I really want to highlight is going to be this second tone here for you, this kind of light brown. This one feels like a cream to powder. It is very soft, very smooth. Now this third shade here, this kind of gold shade, that reminds me of the Naked Half Baked, which I actually have that still. Let's see if they actually look that way in a swatch. Alright, calling all my old school YouTube makeup lovers, I still have the original Naked palette, which I'm going to be keeping because, as we all know, it's discontinued. But Half Baked, I remember this being pretty much a cult favorite. So let's swatch it and see. So there's Half Baked. Alright, just looking at it, this one looks more pigmented. And it is a little more yellow, where the Half Baked looks a little more golden. So not necessarily quite a dupe, but just out of the packaging, that is the vibe that I got from them. But they are a little bit different. I will say, like, pigment-wise and kind of shine-wise, they do look very similar. It's just a little bit different on the tone. Now, as far as shade 6 here, kind of this metallic purple, I want to emphasize that this one is not a pressed pigment, it is metallic. That being said though, 5 is more of a pressed pigment. That is what I have on my eyes today. Today I actually have 2 all in the crease, 5 on the lid, 4 in the outer V. But 5 here is going to be more that pressed pigment where you're going to need some sort of setting spray, wet your brush, and then I suggest that you pat this pigment rather than dragging your brush through it, or you're going to have a complete mess. As far as this black shade here, it's not the most pigmented black in an eyeshadow that I've seen. It's actually a little bit weak, but if you're someone who's scared of using black on the eyes, maybe this is for you, and you can start out using this one without being too scared. For shade 8 here, this one is going to be more of a pressed pigment, and it does look better on the eyes than it does here in the palette. It kind of has that marbled, kind of speckled look to it. It does look very nice on the eyes. Now 9, this brown, it's going to be soft, but not as creamy as the second shade here. It doesn't have that cream to powder feel, but it is soft. Going back to shade 5, 5 and 10, these are going to be highly pigmented. 5 needs a little bit of work. 10 is more metallic than pressed pigment. Shade 11 here. Depending on your skin tone, this may or may not show up on you. This could be an overall wash of color right after you've put your concealer or primer on your lid. Kind of put a barrier in between that and the rest of your shadows. That could be what this one is for, because other than that, at least on me, it kind of just blends into my skin. As far as shade 12, this kind of lilac purple, this one is going to be more pigmented and opaque than you may think. This is the shade that drew me into this palette. I saw a bunch of other people using a more expensive palette just for one shade, and I didn't want to buy that just for that. So $10 versus I think like $30. Yes. So as promised, I will insert pictures here, eye looks that I created. I did go with the purple as well as kind of a deeper purple look with these. And then again today I'm using the golds. Overall, this palette, I have to say, surprised me with the pigmentation. Again, this light lilac purple is what drew me in. It is more than I thought it would be. I kind of thought that might just give me a wash of color. I was fully expecting to be disappointed, but it did not disappoint. That one is strong enough to be a single shadow. As I mentioned, there are other palettes in this line from Essence. Next, I want to try the Welcome to Miami. That is the other one that I am drawn to based on the shades offered. So I will be picking that one up. Let me know in the comments down below if you're interested in seeing a video on that one. If you are still here at the end and would like to see some other review videos that I have done, I will pop those on the screen for you. That way you can check those out before you go. I hope that you will subscribe. That way I can see you in future videos. Bye.